Hey there, all you cool cats and kittens. Alex Passo here, doing another installment of our video logs to the Chicago Bar Association while we're going through this social isolation experiment. For those who don't know me, I'm a commercial litigator at Latimer LeVay Fyock. Fortunately, our firm is still completely operational. All of our attorneys are working, all of our staff are working. Everyone's doing it remotely, though. Um, I previously uh, worked remotely, usually one day a week anyway. So I already had a remote setup in place to get me through pretty much Armageddon if it occurred. Um, Fortunately, we were set up well before this to be able to handle such a issue. Um, our We're able to log in, get our files, all of our emails, our telephones can get forwarded to our cell phones. So we really haven't missed a beat in terms of being able to pivot in this situation. Recommendations for working remotely. From my perspective, it's pretty important to carve out a space at your house that is your workspace on a consistent basis. So I have a home office. I go in here, close the door. Wife knows that not to bother me. Typically, dog somewhat knows not to bother me when the door is closed, and I just get to work whenever I get in here. And it's important to actually set up hours that you typically will work, like you actually go into the office. So like I still pretty much do 8 to 5 every single day. Actually, I probably work more since being under remote circumstances because we don't have as many happy hours to go to and networking events. Another tip that I would have for working remotely is to periodically set up more conference calls with your team to make sure that things are moving and people have enough work to stay busy and to be able to delegate to those who don't necessarily have as much work as a result of this. Um, One thing that I find fun to break up the day, though, which is counterintuitive what I just said about having a space carved out, is sometimes, in the afternoon, I'll go outside, work on the patio with my laptop, as opposed to being stuck in the home all day. I know that some people don't have that opportunity, but it breaks up the day. Sometimes I'll go outside for a conference call, get some sunlight for once instead of being stuck in the office. Might as well use this as an opportunity as well. Things that I'm doing to stay sane. So, been running a lot more than I typically do, and a lot more video games. That's for sure. If anyone wants to play video games with me after 5 or 6, shoot me a message. Have more time to do that than I typically do. Another aspect that I'm enjoying is actually having the opportunity to write articles again. It's hard sometimes breaking up, having chunks of time to be able to write or research on topics that are interesting that I haven't had any opportunity to do so before for the past couple of years. Biggest challenge right now is definitely scheduling things that require in-person meetings. One of the biggest clusters right now for me is depositions. I had to reschedule pretty much. I'll have to reschedule everything that was set up for March, and now probably April. And I think that most litigators they understand how frustrating that is, because it's essentially like herding cats to begin with and trying to set up a deposition date with attorney schedules and client schedules. And right now it seems like everything is kind of up in the air with that, since we don't necessarily know what's going to go on in May. Another thing is that I had arbitration that was supposed to go in New York, and that's definitely not going right now. It got rescheduled, and have one in July, and we'll see what happens with that. So that's the frustrating part of just not knowing exactly when we're going to be out of this, and I think that a lot of people will have that same frustration. So I think that's about it. in terms of this video log. Happy to schedule a Zoom happy hour with anyone if they're up for it. I hope everyone is taking this time as an opportunity to get some things done that you've been procrastinating around the house or at work. Might as well use this as an opportunity as well, even though it's definitely a challenging and frustrating time.